Okay, team, this is 4.7. We're looking here at problems 12 through 17, and this is writing equations for lines that go through two different points. So to write an equation that goes through 2 points, this is that first one, by the way, this is number 12. I'm going to use slope-intercept form, and this means I have to find a slope, and I have to find a y-intercept for the line that's going to take these 2 points. Once I have both of these parts, I can write my equation that looks like y equals mx plus b. So firstly, the slope is the rise over the run, or you can use the slope formula here, where you subtract the y values, and then you subtract the x values. So I have x, and I have y and y. There's x values, there's my y values. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. Let's go ahead and say m equals y minus y. That's 5 minus -1 up top. 5 minus -1. And then down below, I have x minus x. 1 minus -1. 1 minus -1. Okay? And now I'm going to just do these two subtraction problems. Minus a negative is really adding. This is 6 or 5 plus 1, 6. 1 minus -1, double negative, is 2. This reduces to the fraction 3 over 1, or just 3. Okay, there's my slope. Now for my answer, I'm going to say y equals, instead of m, I now know that it is 3. X plus something. 3x plus something. Now to find that something, that y-intercept, well, that occurs when x is equal to 0. So to find this, I'm going to use a sneaky little trick here. I'm going to make a substitution for y and x to solve for b. So I'm going to go ahead and put the b in there, and I'm going to leave it as b. That's what I want to eventually find out. So now I'm going to go ahead and take one of these points, an x and a y, put them into this equation, use some algebra to find out what b is. So I'm going to use this point here. Instead of y, let's go ahead and put 5 in there for y. There's 5 equals 3. Instead of x, I'm going to go ahead and use this x value of 1. So x is now 1 plus b, which is what I want to find. Well, 3 times 1 is just 3. So this is really 5 equals 3 plus b. And if I'm using algebra to get the b by itself, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Or hopefully at this point you can just tell 3 plus 2 is 5. I know that b is going to be 2, but just for kicks, let's subtract 3 from both sides. This cancels. I have 2 equals b. There's my y-intercept right there. So I just took an x and a y, and I substituted them in here. X became 1, y became 5. 5 and 1. 3 times 1 is 3. Subtract 3 from both sides, and you get 2. So my b value then is 2. I'm just going to write that down somewhere here just so I have it. B equals 2. So then my final answer, now that I have a m and I have a b, my equation is, my answer is y equals 3x plus 2, where 3 was my slope and 2 is my y-intercept. Thanks for playing.